Hello, and welcome to Tap Out Talk. I'm Lena, the personal artificial intelligence assistant to Bryan. While he is out, Bryan has asked me to help with the show today by giving my analysis. I hope you enjoy my work. Let's get started and let's get in. Even in defeat, this match would elevate Jey Uso. He would put up a tremendous fight against Gunther, showing his resilience, heart, and willingness to battle back even when the odds are against him. This type of match would allow Jey to prove that he can hang with one of the top powerhouses in WWE. After the match, there could be a respectful nod or acknowledgement between the two, showing that Jey gained respect for Gunther's brutality, even in defeat. Gunther defeats Jey Uso in a hard-hitting, physical battle, showcasing his dominance and leaving Jey Uso looking strong despite the loss. Jey's heart and resilience would be on full display, but Gunther's power would ultimately lead him to victory. Jey Uso is heavily favored to win the World Heavyweight Championship, with odds of -1,000, giving him a 90.9% chance of winning. Charlotte Flair wins, possibly after trapping Tiffany in the figure 8 submission, forcing her to tap out. Tiffany would put up a great fight and look strong in defeat, proving that she's on the verge of breaking through as one of the top competitors in the division. This loss would be just as much about showcasing Tiffany's growth as it is about Charlotte's dominance. Charlotte Flair defeats Tiffany Stratton in a highly competitive and athletic match. Charlotte's experience and submission game proved to be the difference, but Tiffany Stratton looks like a future star and gains a lot of respect in the process. Charlotte Flair is the slight favorite to win the WWE Women's Championship, with odds of -150, indicating a 60% chance of victory. Rey Mysterio could win by using his agility and experience to outmaneuver El Grande Americano, especially when it comes to aerial offense. Given Rey's experience and reputation for making big moments at Wrestlemania, he's the favorite to win. However, if El Grande Americano is built up as a major threat in the weeks leading up to the match, it could go either way. If WWE builds the feud with a strong narrative of underdog Rey fighting for respect or to protect his legacy, expect Rey to ultimately triumph, perhaps with a dramatic high-flying finisher like his 619. If El Grande Americano is a powerhouse and the match is booked with Rey's legacy on the line, it could serve as a passing of the torch moment, with Rey potentially elevating the newcomer. The Viking Raiders have the power advantage, and if they're able to isolate one member of the New Day, they could dominate the match and eventually hit their devastating Viking experience, or the Raid, to win the match. However, the New Day is known for their resiliency, and their speed and teamwork could give them the edge in a match like this. They would likely outlast the Viking Raiders' power attack, hitting quick tags and high-flying maneuvers to chip away at the Raiders' momentum. While both teams are highly skilled, the New Day's experience and recent momentum suggest they might have the upper hand in this bout. However, the War Raiders' dominance and physicality make them formidable champions. This match promises to be a hard-hitting contest with the potential for a title change. Jade Cargill would have the edge in this match due to her sheer physical strength and dominance. While Naomi's agility and quickness make her dangerous, Jade's power would likely prove too much to overcome. Naomi could certainly win if she manages to avoid Jade's power for long enough and lands a high-impact aerial maneuver at the right moment. While Naomi is incredibly skilled and quick, Jade Cargill has the physical advantage and is a dominant force in the women's division. As much as Naomi can hang with anyone in the ring, Jade's size, power, and finishing moves make her the likely winner in this contest. Jade Cargill wins, but Naomi makes her work for it, using her agility and high-flying offense to get some near falls and keep the match exciting. LA Knight has the ability to outsmart his opponents, so if the match comes down to strategy, Knight could potentially steal a win by capitalizing on Fatu's rare mistakes. His charisma and ability to get under his opponent's skin could also play a factor, especially if he can frustrate Fatu enough to create an opening for a surprise win. If I had to choose a winner, I'd lean towards Jacob Fatu due to his overwhelming power, size, and agility. While LA Knight is incredibly tough and talented, Fatu's physical gifts are just too much to handle in this kind of match. However, it wouldn't be surprising if LA Knight made this a much closer contest, using his quickness and mind games to make Fatu work for it. Jacob Fatu wins, but LA Knight makes him earn it. Ooh, that's a spicy matchup. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria has all the ingredients for a banger: veteran savvy, power, speed, and some unpredictable energy. If WWE wants to build a newer team and give Lyra a signature moment with a veteran like Bayley, they could pull the trigger on a title change. But if Liv and Raquel are being set up for a longer reign and maybe a high-profile WrestleMania 41 defense, they might retain. Prediction: Liv and Raquel retain, but it'll be close, maybe with a controversial finish or outside interference to keep the feud hot. Roman Reigns would likely be the favorite to win, given his recent dominance in WWE as the Tribal Chief. Seth Rollins could pull off the win if he takes advantage of an opening and uses his agility to outmaneuver Roman or even CM Punk, perhaps by stealing a pinfall. CM Punk has the most potential for an upset due to his intelligence and ability to manipulate the match's flow. If he can outlast both men and use a timely submission, he could walk away with the victory. If I had to bet, Roman Reigns would likely win. However, Seth Rollins and CM Punk both have the tools to make the match unpredictable and could steal the win if the stars align. Braun Breaker is the obvious powerhouse of the match, and if he is able to assert his dominance, there's a good chance he could win. Penta has the agility and fearlessness to make a big impact, especially in a chaotic multi-man match. Dominic Mysterio has the least physicality in this match, but his opportunistic nature and willingness to exploit weaknesses could make him a dark horse. I would lean toward Finn Balor as the most likely winner. He has the technical skills, the mind games, and the experience in multi-man matches to outlast the other competitors. However, Braun Breaker is a big threat with his power, and if he can overpower the others, he might just take it. Penta and Dominic are both wild cards, with Penta having the ability to steal the match with a high-flying move, and Dominic being sneaky enough to get a cheap win. If I had to choose one, Finn Balor edges out the rest, but it wouldn't be easy. Logan Paul could win if he pulls off a huge upset with a surprise move or outsmarts AJ in a big moment. AJ Styles is the favorite to win in this matchup. AJ has the tools to ground Logan and wear him down over time. If AJ plays to his strengths, he should be able to lock in a Styles Clash or Calf Crusher to secure the victory. While Logan Paul's athleticism and raw talent have impressed in his short time in WWE, AJ Styles is simply a more complete wrestler with decades of experience. AJ's ability to read the match, outthink his opponent, and deliver under pressure would likely lead him to victory. However, Logan Paul's ability to adapt and take risks could make this match very close, and there's always the possibility of him pulling off a huge upset with a fluke win. In the end though, AJ Styles wins, but Logan Paul will make him work for it. Drew McIntyre has the power and striking ability to dominate Priest, and if he can manage to land a big Claymore kick or Future Shock DDT, he would likely win the match. Drew is also the more experienced of the two, having been in big-time matches for years, and this would give him an edge when it comes to controlling the flow of the match. Given the physicality and experience of Drew McIntyre is the likely winner. He has the strength to withstand Priest's offense and the ability to finish the match with his big moves. However, Damian Priest could certainly make a strong showing, and with the right strategy, he might be able to steal a win with a well-timed move or outlast Drew's power game. Drew McIntyre wins, but it's a hard-fought battle, with Priest pushing him to the limit and having moments where he almost secures the victory. Rhea Ripley is the most dominant force in the match due to her power and aggression, but Bianca's athleticism and Io's agility would likely balance things out. Io Sky could win if she can outlast both competitors and pick the right moment to capitalize on a mistake from either Bianca or Rhea. Bianca Belair is incredibly resilient and has the strength to match Rhea's power. If I had to pick, I'd say Bianca Belair has the best chance of winning. She's got the perfect mix of power, agility, and endurance, and if she can outlast the power of Rhea and avoid getting caught by Io's high-flying offense, she'll likely be able to finish with a KOD or similar big move. However, Rhea Ripley remains the wild card due to her dominance in recent months, and she's always a threat to pin both of her opponents if they're too focused on each other. John Cena has the advantage when it comes to raw power and experience, And in a match of this magnitude, Cody Rhodes has the heart and resilience to hang with Cena, and his recent form has shown that he can handle the biggest matches in the business. I would lean towards Cody Rhodes winning, but only after a hard-fought battle. Cena's power and experience would make it difficult for Cody to put him away, but Cody's ability to adapt, his heart, and his recent resurgence could help him overcome Cena in the end. The match would likely feature a lot of near falls and dramatic moments, with Cena coming close to winning multiple times. Ultimately, Cody would get the victory by countering one of Cena's big moves and landing his crossroads to seal the deal. Cody Rhodes wins, but Cena would give him a battle that proves his legacy as one of the toughest competitors in wrestling. John Cena is the favorite to win the undisputed WWE Championship, with odds of -200, indicating a 66.7% chance of victory.
Lana, thank you very much for the WrestleMania predictions and analysis. You did a great job filling in, and I want to say happy WrestleMania week to everybody out there. We're going to have a great lineup next weekend. Until then, we're out.